Hello, readers of Every Word, and welcome to Every Word 365. I'm your host, Christina Munoz-Madsen. Today we're reading 2 Samuel 15 through 18. Have you written waddle, W-O-T-L, somewhere that you'll see often? It's a great reminder for all of us. Maybe that should be our next t-shirt. And yes, if you ordered a t-shirt from me, they'll be made and delivered soon. So waddle is waiting on the Lord, something that we all need to learn how to do. From my daily walk, this is going to hurt me more than it hurts you is probably one of the most unbelievable things a parent can say to a child, at least from the child's perspective. Discipline, regardless of the form it takes, is never pleasant for the moment, but discipline ensures that both parent and child avoid worse pain in the future, for the consequences of a lack of discipline are severe. King David, either preoccupied with his royal duties or simply avoiding conflict, allowed his wayward son to continue in disobedience. Had David attempted to curb Absalom's rebellion, it would have been painful to be sure, but not nearly as painful as the grief David experienced when his son died a rebel. Do you see discipline as a pain to be avoided or as a means of avoiding pain? In the margin, write down 3 reasons why children need to be disciplined in love. If you're a parent, learn from David's sad example. If you're not a parent, consider passing along your insights to someone who can use them. I'm pretty sure this is the first time I have shared an entire daily walk, but that is so good. I also find the insight today very fascinating. I'll let you check that out for yourself. But parenting is something I've talked about a lot on here, and how it really can relate to how God probably feels about me when I am feeling about my kids a certain way. I don't love them less when I discipline them, but boy, it is so important to do that. On to David's son, Absalom. This is from a Got Questions link on who was Absalom. Much has been said about David's neglect of Absalom in this sad incident. It is possible that parental responsibility is a lesson we can take from this episode, but Scripture does not expressly teach it here. We do know that David did nothing about Amnon's rape of Tamar, although he knew about it. If David had avenged Tamar, would Absalom have taken it upon himself to mete out justice? And what was the impact on Absalom's soul of carrying hatred for Amnon for so long? We don't know the answers to those questions, but it seems that David's inaction had a detrimental effect in Absalom's life. What can we say with certainty? Well, that is, pride goes before the fall. If you're not familiar, that's in Proverbs 16:18. Absalom's self-promotion led to nothing. Also, God is sovereign. God foiled Absalom's plan to overthrow his father's kingdom. All events are settled in eternity, and nothing, not even the Absaloms of the world, can thwart the power of God to do as he pleases in history. I hope that makes you feel a little bit better. But regardless of what David could have or should have done, our reading ends with the genuine devastation of a parent who had lost a child. If any of you have been through that, I'm sure you could relate, and I pray all of us will go before our children. The king was overcome with emotion. He went up to the room over the gateway and burst into tears. And as he went, he cried, "Oh, my son Absalom, my son, Absalom. If only I had died instead of you. Oh, Absalom, my son, my son." That, of course, is in 2 Samuel 18:33. I find it so emotional. I wonder if you did too as you were reading it. It just broke my heart, the whole situation, him losing a son. And like I said, if any of you have been through the loss of a child, I'm assuming that was very difficult to read. Tomorrow is 2 Samuel, just 19 through 20. It's a fairly short assignment. Happy reading.